Hello, 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 and welcome to Walk Talk Health. Where are we today? We're at the beautiful Point Lobos State Park near Monterey in California. It's absolutely stunning, and I don't use that word lightly. In fact, I think this is probably the most beautiful trail I've ever walked. So, disease and aging, and many of the top health professionals now believe that aging is just a disease, are caused by two main factors. That's DNA damage and chronic inflammation. As this channel name suggests, you and I are going to take an incredible walk today and see some beautiful scenery and discuss something that will help with both. But if you combine the topics we discuss over a series of these walks and talks, you really can have a huge improvement in your health, well-being and longevity. And you really can live longer, healthier. So today we're discussing spermidine, which is this incredible natural nutrient that we're going to discuss what benefits it does for us, where do we find it, how does it work, and then we'll have a recap right at the end for all those amazing benefits. So before we get started, let's hear from a health professional who's got decades of experience working in anti-aging and specifically spermidine.
Over almost 40 years of experience in the natural products industry led me to a lifelong search for what I believe is the most powerful anti-aging nutrient ever discovered. That's me on stage at 57 years of age. This is what the human body can do when you feed it the right nutrition.
Spermidine supports bone health, joint flexibility. It's essential for kidney and liver health. It's cellular protective. It improves skin health and hair health, both cardio protective and reduces the risk of cancer, two of the biggest killers of human beings on the planet. It protects sperm, which is where it was first found in humans, hence the name spermidine, on its journey to fertilize the egg. So without it, fertility might be a real issue. Hey, I just want to stop and show you this. This is incredible. Look at this. See what I mean about how stunning this place is? You've only just got started and already we're just faced with these absolutely gorgeous views, including some pretty gnarly but pretty trees. But the biggest reason spermidine is important to us is because it triggers autophagy. And not only does it trigger autophagy, you don't need to do fasting to gain autophagy, which is normally how you achieve this. So what is autophagy? We've covered it before, but briefly, it's when we have no nutrients coming into our body for a period of time. The body says, hey, no idea how long this is going to go on for. I better start looking for things inside the body to consume, because we're made of protein, right? And then in the process, it takes up things like dead cells, cancer cells, senescent cells, and senescent cells particularly important because they're cells the body turns off, doesn't kill them off, but turns them off, but they produce chemicals that literally cause inflammation and cause all the cells around them to also die and become senescent. So we definitely want to get rid of those. And in the process of cleaning up all those very much unwanted cells in our body, we reduce significantly inflammation. And we know that chronic inflammation causes disease. More simply, stunning vistas. I mean, you literally want to just stop all the time and take in views. Incredible. If you need any convincing, spermidine is so amazing, we just need to look at mycelium. Scientists have found a single organism of mycelium that is 230 million years old. Incredible. How does anything live 230 million years? Well, it produces spermidine. And spermidine is crucial for its repair processes. It's so resilient and it's so able to repair because of spermidine that it's even found surviving in nuclear reactions and in nuclear reactors. It can literally produce chemicals that can break down anything, including things like plastic. How amazing is that? Scientists have also discovered a single organism that's 3.4 miles in diameter. So not only do they live a huge amount of time, probably can live forever, but they get enormous because they're so successful. And one more incredible fact, in studies on mice, and obviously animals to human studies don't always translate, but mice on spermidine lived on average 25% longer than the control group that were not fed spermidine. I'd love to live 25% longer. I don't know about you. Again, just look at those absolutely incredible views. Beautiful. And I should actually point out that the autophagy is triggered with spermidine without the need to fast. Normally you need 14 to 16 hours of no intake of calories for the body to naturally go into a fasting state. With spermidine it happens immediately, and if you combine it with fasting, then the results are incredible. In studies, human studies this time, high doses of spermidine actually put Parkinson's into remission, and that is absolutely unbelievable. And in addition to autophagy, which is the body's way of clearing out those dangerous cells in our body, it also triggers mitophagy. And mitophagy is repair and removal of dead mitochondria. I've covered this in a previous video, and mitochondria are basically the powerhouse of the body. They're organelles that aren't actually human cells. They joined with us about 1 billion years ago into single cell organisms, and then those single cell organisms became complex life and eventually turned into us. Well, those mitochondria, because they fuel every process in the body, including repair, healing, growth, they're vitally important. So mitophagy and clearing out those dead ones, in fact, if they're not cleared out, we don't get new mitochondria. So it's crucial that we clear those out. In further studies, spermidine was found to be the only nutrient that worked on all 12 known pathways for anti-aging. Those include things like mitochondrial health, stem cell health and repair, reduction of chronic inflammation, dysbiosis of the gut, generic repair, and another big one, the health and stopping the shortening of telomeres. Telomeres are these little parts that sit on the end of our DNA chain, and they reduce over time, and when they're completely gone, at that point our body no longer does any of its repair processes, and that's when we finally die. Spermidine helps the telomeres maintain their length and reduce the speed at which they shorten, and in that process obviously helps with our longevity and extending our lifespan. For some, this is a big one, hair loss. So again, in human studies, people were given spermidine, and in just 6 days the hair growth increased by 20% in those that took it. After 3 months, the hair base thickened, and after 6 months they do this pull test, and those people that didn't take spermidine, in 68% of the cases the pull test resulted in hair being removed, but in the case of those that took spermidine, 0 hairs came out. So that's pretty incredible for those that are concerned about hair loss, probably myself included. And finally, on the convincing you side of things, there are currently 1,000 ongoing studies into spermidine and its benefits. And I can tell you now, scientists don't waste their time in that kind of numbers unless they really do think they're going to find something worthwhile. Okay, it's that time where I ask for your help, a big favour. This channel is in no way monetized. My sole purpose is to reach as many people as I can and help them on their health journey. So can I ask you to hit the like, subscribe and the bell notification if you want to automatically be advised of my next video. But more importantly, can you leave a comment? Tell me what you think of the video. Tell me what you think of the walk. Tell me where you're watching from. Ask a question. That all helps the algorithm realize that people are being engaged by this video and encourage it to share it further. So if you help me, you're helping others, and I thank you for that. So where do we get spermidine from? Well, our bodies produce it, but like in everything in life, as we get older, we produce less and less. And that's an issue, clearly, from all the things that spermidine is involved with within our body. It's found in high concentrations in mother's milk. It turns out that the spermidine is essential for the baby in terms of forming its own immune system. In fact, without spermidine, the immune system just does not form properly. And in studies, it was noted that with mothers with low spermidine count, that's when most of the children had things like allergies. We also find spermidine in food sources. The one we find it in the higher quantities is something called natto. Natto I've covered in a previous video. It's a fermented soy dish that the Japanese eat on a regular basis. And I think it's no coincidence that Japanese have some of the lowest health issues in the world, particularly things like cancers, heart disease, and tend to live longer than most of us. I actually did a video on another substance found in natto called natto kinase, and I will link to that at the end of this video. Definitely worth a watch. Other foods that are rich in spermidine are mushrooms, mangoes, green peas, cheddar cheese, lettuce, broccoli. In fact, here are the top 15 foods and a list of the amount of spermidine in milligrams per 100 grams consumed. I hope you find it useful. Just continuing down these steps for a bit further to yet more incredible. I hope the camera's doing justice to just how beautiful this place is. I mean, you could just stand here for a long time and just take in that view. Stunning. I personally take 2.9 grams of spermidine daily, and if you want to know if it's safe, tests have shown it is the most safe nutrient consumed in terms of side effects. I need to add a disclaimer, as usual. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a guy on the internet that's done an enormous amount of research. And while spermidine is something that's naturally made in the body, taking it as a supplement like I do, who knows, it could affect something you're taking medication wise. I doubt it. So always discuss changes in your diet or supplement regime with your doctor. Okay, so let's recap. We know that spermidine is a natural nutrient that's found in food types. It's found in mycelium. It's found in mother's milk. We find spermidine in places like the scalp, believe it or not mentioned in the video, because it helps with hair growth. It's essential for liver health and kidney health. It's been proven in studies to reduce the risk of cardio events such as heart attacks, cancers, to the biggest diseases that kill people on our planet. It reduces chronic inflammation that we know leads to all major diseases. And the big one is it triggers both autophagy and mitophagy. So that's the clearing out of the human body, dead cells, cancer cells, senescent cells, and damaged mitochondria, the powerhouse of every cell in our body, so that new mitochondria can be created. Incredibly, in one study, it actually took Parkinson's and put it into full remission for some of those that took spermidine. Finally, for those looking to get pregnant, we know that spermidine is very important for the health of the sperm when it makes its journey to fertilize the egg, and very important for mother's milk and the development of the baby's own immune system. I hope you've enjoyed this week's walk and talk. I know I certainly have. Hope I haven't stopped too often to show you the views, but I just really wanted you to appreciate it in the way I have. Join me next time when I'm going to talk about infrared and the incredible health benefits that has. And also, if you want to find out more about nattokinase that I mentioned that you also find in the Japanese fermented soy dish called natto, then check out this video here. Definitely worth a watch. Huge amounts of health benefits from nattokinase. Thanks for watching. See you next time.